Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video I decided to come back in the studio for you guys and record a video that is a must watch, and of course I'm talking about journaling. Now, you've probably seen a lot of other content creators on YouTube and other platforms talk about why journaling is so important, and you've probably just brushed it off because you didn't pay too much attention. But I'm going to literally outline every exact single thing that you need to know about journaling and all of its benefits and why everyone should keep one. Now, as I did just show you guys here, I actually went and purchased this book, and obviously it's a physical version, so I have one and spent a little bit of money, especially because this is more like a leather cover, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But what I'm about to tell you guys in this video, you absolutely don't need to spend a single penny. You can literally do everything I'm going to tell you on your iPad or on your phone, and you will reap the exact same benefits. So there's no need to spend a single penny. Now, the reason when I went and bought this book is because I wanted it to be something more physical. I wanted to get that experience of pen to paper feel, and it's a little bit more traditional, and obviously it's in the name as well, so the traditional man. But another very important fact for me is that basically when I'm around in the house or when I'm doing some work, if I may forget about journaling that day, if there's a physical book and I see it laying around on the desk, or like I walk by it, it definitely reminds me that, like, oh, you haven't journaled today, or you might have just forgotten it, or there's an important thing that I need to write down. But if it's like a phone and I've just like put it away in my pocket, it might just slip my mind for a little while, or I might just forget it entirely for the day. Anyway, I wasted enough time just rambling on, so let's get into what you need to do. So the first thing is first, let's just basically start with when to start writing in your journal. Now, in my opinion, I think you should realistically do it in two parts of the day, either at the beginning of your day or at the end. Now, the reason for that is because if you were to do it at the beginning of the day, you have the opportunity to basically plan everything that you want to do for that day. It gives you a better understanding of exactly what you need to do, and it helps you eliminate any procrastination, which is a big issue at the moment with a lot of the people right now. It helps you set goals, and it lets you basically achieve all of them in a methodical way, so you can get everything that you want to be done in that day. Your day will become completely structured, and you will be able to complete all of the tasks along the way. Now, on the other hand, if you were to supposedly write your journal during the end of your day, it gives you time to reflect. Now, we all know that reflection is extremely important, but if you do it in a journal, it becomes a lot more valuable to you, and I'm going to explain just in a minute. When you write an idea down that you've done or you've completed that day, and you're constantly thinking about it, when you see it directly in your face, you'll be able to realize if there was any issues with it, or how you could have done, or what you should have done instead. Now, if you were to write everything down, when you see everything that you have done, it basically reflects a lot more, and the reason for that is because it gets you thinking about what you've done and how you done it, and maybe if there was a better way of doing it whilst like you're reflecting upon your actions at the moment. It basically opens your mind into new possibilities of exactly what you did and what could have been done. Now, one of the benefits of doing this during the end of your day is that it helps you structure the next morning or the day. In fact, if you're writing a plan for tomorrow, it just means that you'll be more prepared for when the day starts. Now, who doesn't want that to happen? It's almost like when you were a kid and you were looking forward to like a field trip, and you had like your clothes just sitting on the chair next to you when you wake up in the morning, because you just wanted to like be ready and literally waste no time, get it on and off you go. So it's a little bit like that. You literally have what you want planned for the day, so it once again stops you from wasting any time whatsoever. Now, both of these, whether you write in the day or you write at the night time, it helps you execute your goals to achieve your dream. So there is no difference between where you do it. It just depends on your schedule and what you feel like it. And also, that's not to say that you are not allowed to be able to write any more during the day or whenever you feel like you should add to your journal. There has been many instances for me, especially when I'm like going through my day and something just pops up in my mind, and I'm like, this seems like a very good idea, whether it's to do with YouTube, it's a new product that I just thought about that maybe I want to do some product research on for Amazon, or whatever it is. When the idea just pops into your head, you should really quickly go and jot it down, just even if whether it's small, just because sometimes you might miss the idea or slip what was exactly your intention behind that, and that's really not something that you want to be doing, because it could lead somewhere very good. And also, you don't really need to sit down during the day and just write down everything long format. Like I said, you either need to write everything down in the morning or at the night time. During the day, you just add these small bullet points where if you want to, you have the opportunity later during the day when it's nighttime and you want to finish off your journal for the day, where you can fully expand on those ideas, or maybe even leave it for the next morning. But if you have not wrote those ideas down, you probably would forget them completely, and you would never write them down, so they wouldn't ever flourish into anything. You literally just need to start writing. One idea after the other will lead on to one word to another sentence, and before you know it, you have a completed journal in your hands. So start writing, but before you write absolutely everything in your book, make sure that you write everything concisely, because no one, even yourself, cannot be bothered to go over your notes, and it's just like a long writing, and it's just paragraphs and paragraphs of complete utter nonsense that you can't even understand yourself. Make sure that it's concise and it's straight to the point, because you will get bored and you wouldn't know even what you were writing about at the time. If you struggle to write properly, the simplest thing you could do is make bullet points and just write the key ideas. And if you don't know what to expand on it at the time, later on you will get better, and if you see it, that idea might just trigger something again, and then you could just write next to it and explain what you wanted to do with it or what the idea was originally. And also, if you have a physical book like this and not digital, then the more words you write, the more space is going to be wasted, and because they're not really useful, you're basically wasting your own money, and that's not something that we want to be doing at the moment. Now, the hardest step to all of this is keeping consistent with a routine. I'm not asking you guys to write every single morning or every single night or even twice a day, but I just want you to do something which is manageable for you. If you have to, just start writing twice a week, something like that. I think I started with once a week at the very beginning, but now I've got it down to maybe like 3 times a week or something like that. So even me at the moment, I'm not as consistent as some other people are, or as how much I would like it to be. But even with that amount of journaling or just writing everything down, I've seen huge benefits which I cannot explain to you guys enough. Now, I understand that that will be extremely difficult for a lot of you, so I am encouraging you to start very small and just try and make yourself commit to once or twice a week, and those smaller goals you'll be able to achieve much easier, and then later on you can make those into bigger and more greater goals and get those down as well. And now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, let me just talk about some of the pros and cons about journaling and what basically that means for all of you. Now, first things first, I've talked about this very briefly in the beginning of this video and in other videos as well, but being able to have a good attention span and not wasting time is extremely important, and that is one of the biggest pros that I could give about journaling. It helps you structure your day and it helps you eliminate procrastination. You could get all your work done and achieve your dreams. You're going to basically be ahead of the competition because the rest of you cannot get work done like you. The workflow that you will have will be far greater than anyone else. Try it for a couple of weeks and let me know how that goes for you. Trust me, you will be able to come back to this video and drop a comment and be like, yeah, I followed your journaling advice and I'm working in a state where I just never was working at previously. The other benefits are without say, because they seem so obvious, but sometimes it's truly the simplest things that leave the greatest impacts. These can include improved self-confidence, inspiration, aspirations, motivation, and so on. Now, on the contrary, the downside of journaling could include overthinking, becoming confrontational, or even becoming stuck in a negative mindset. All of these could leave a monumental impact on you guys and damage you very mentally. However, they are very easily manageable and you could eliminate them. The reason why I'm telling you that you should not worry about these is because they can be easily managed as long as you don't worry about them. Now, that seems a bit stupid, but trust me, the effects of those will not be able to impact your life if you don't pay attention to all of these, because they are all affected within your mind. You need to be able to remember that why you are doing this in the first place and what your desired outcome of this is. If you keep those in mind, then you realize that this is for the greater good and you cannot waste any time. Just remember to keep your eyes on the money and your success will be inevitable. Ultimately, I want to leave you guys with this final thought. If you were to track all your progress and achievements in your journal as alongside with everything else, you'll be able to see all the hard work that you put and the results that you wanted to get out of it. Now, when you see those results, it will make you motivated and that will help you do more, do better, and even achieve better results than what you did in the first place. Now, if you ask me, that's worthwhile doing. You'll have the opportunity to reflect on all of your decisions, whether they were right or the wrong ones, and it will help you refine your outcomes from there. You can literally cherry pick exactly what you're looking for in the future to help you work with your flow. You will then get an understanding of someone who's maybe even educated in a sector like this, so don't underestimate the power of this. All in all, I cannot recommend journaling enough, so make sure that you start today. Don't waste any more time. The Traditional Man on the journey to self-improvement for all. Make sure to stay tuned for our next video, which will be dropping very soon, and show your support in the meantime with hitting the like button and subscribing so you don't miss out content like this. We'll see you guys very soon. Take care for now.